Good morning. My name is Crystal. I work for the Aries Guest Services. I'll be your personal shopping assistant for the day. Crystal Valora Sinclair Biscotti, at your service. You do have a deluxe Aries gift card, am I right? And I believe you reserved me for the day? Good. Gosh, when you opened the door, I thought for a moment I'd gotten the wrong room number. It is you, then. Right. Yes, the personal shopper comes with the gift card, at your discretion. I can assist with any personal shopping experience on board, but I specialize in interstellar fashion. Clothes, accessories, scents, jewelry, that sort of thing. Are you ready, or would you prefer to reschedule? You'd like to do it today? Wonderful. And, you have done the complimentary tunic, I see. The one given to all passengers upon arrival. A blank canvas, in other words. Let me take a look at you. Well, you have a nice frame, youthful and strong. Yeah, I can do a lot with this. So, unless you object, I will take the lead. Excellent. You need something that signals taste, status, and personality. Style is social currency after all, and no less so in a luxury starliner. There are still decent amounts of people awake that you can impress, and that will shine a favorable light on me as well, and my services after today. Clothes first would be my suggestion. Oh, one last thing before we go. I need to know if you would like to limit your budget today to the gift card, or if you perhaps have a more generous number in mind. Just the gift card. Alright? We will focus on the essentials then. Essential luxuries, that is. We have a lot of stores to visit, so let's get started. This is Nebulux Atelier. Have you been before? No. It's about time then. The Nebulux Atelier is the most exclusive clothes shop aboard. At every stop, it fills up on the latest fashion of whatever sector we're currently in. There is always something new and fresh to be had. The best, most advanced textiles, the most stylish accessories. You know, some passengers stay awake throughout the journey just for the shopping. Let's see what we have today. Oh, look at this one. Isn't it marvelous? What do you think? And these as well. This is Eclipse Organza would be my guess. Yes, it is. I was right. This brand always uses at least 40% lumen thread in all their fabrics. Sure, it ups the price, but you get what you pay for. Lumen thread is an adaptive textile that will subtly change color within a smaller range, depending on ambient light and the colors in the environment. They come in different styles and with different effects, so it is essential that we choose one that works for you specifically. Your skin has a warm underglow, and your eyes are. That is a rare color. It is quite beautiful. Natural or enhanced? Really? I never would have guessed. Arcadian bloodline? A distant cousin, perhaps? Fine. Keep your secrets then. Wherever you got those gorgeous eyes from, we'll have to match our color choices very carefully to complement them as much as possible. But in spite of the eyes, I do believe you are an autumn. Your skin and hair has warm, golden, and slightly olive undertones, and I would dare to claim that you look best in rich, earthy, warm, and perhaps muted colors. The warm colors of the color palette will make your skin glow even more. How do you feel? About this? A stylish, everyday tunic that shifts from a deep nebula red to starlight violet as you move through different decks. The details are classic. The cut is clean and architectural, as you can see. Almost sculptural, very futuristic, inspired by zero-gravity movement. Would you like to try it on? Good. Now wait a moment. Let us collect a few more pieces while we're at it, and then you can try them all in one go. And let's take this one as well. Earthy, basic, but we can never have too many basics, can we? And you can accessorize core pieces, of course, for a lot of variety. Right over here are some newer pieces, brought aboard when we stopped at Larania, I believe. This is more formal wear. Oh yes, you do need formal wear. Not really a social butterfly, are we? Personally, I have come to divide the wakers, that's the passengers that stay up for the duration of the journey, into two groups. First are the socialites, and that's the majority. They stay up to party, shop, network, and visit whomever they deem important at every spaceport of call. And then we have the artists, creative geniuses that forgo cryosleep to work on their next masterpiece, whatever it might be. Peculiar and reclusive very often. I'm starting to think that you're one of the latter, but of course you would never divulge it, would you? Either way, I would encourage you to participate in the on-board social events at least, even if you do not prefer to leave ship during your journey. There are quite a few occasions to use formal wear, even aboard the Ares, but the most exciting are when we dock somewhere. We are stopping at some pretty major spaceports in the next few months. The Stargazer's ball on Nexarus is an absolute must. And for such an occasion, I would suggest something like this. A tailored suit woven with microfilaments that hold a perfect shape in any gravity level. The silhouette would be sharp, but the material has a faint luminescence which softens it just a little, like the light of distant stars are embedded in the weave. Instead of traditional buttons or zippers, closures would be seamless, magnetic seals, invisible and precise. This one will fit you well, I bet. And for leisure, something softer but still elevated. Over here. Oh no, not those. We wouldn't want you to wear anything as cheap as CryoStretch. That's tacky. The atelier shouldn't even carry these. I don't see why they're here. No, you shall not wear them. Not even when you are alone. I will not allow it. Here, take a look at these little wonders instead. A flowing ensemble made of breathable, smart fabric that regulates temperature and filters the air. This feels like silk, soft and cool, but it performs like advanced tech. This is what you need for relaxing in your quarters. We do everything with style, including being a couch potato. So, I think this will fit you nicely. Yes, that is a good start. You can go and try on everything, and I'll be right here to fetch a different size, should that be necessary. Although I don't think it will. And then, when that's done, we'll move on to accessories. One of these chrono cuff bracelets is a must this season. They display time differently depending on your frame of reference. Most of my clients will never need that feature, which is why it is so desirable. This is a true collector's item. Look closely at the details. The chrono bracelets are typically formed from layered exotic alloys. The design is built on a slender, asymmetric band of brushed stellarium, not overly polished this season. You know, the new rich always seems to equate gloss with value, and the designers do seem to cater to that now and then, but I am glad to see that this year they have risen above it, as they should. along the outer curve runs an inlay of void glass, so dark it seems to swallow the surrounding light, interrupted only by the impossibly fine threads of lumen filament suspended within it. Yes, the same as the fabric I showed you. Some models incorporate a translucent band of compressed crystals, which enhances the effect. When inactive, the chrono bracelets appear almost austere. Time doesn't display numbers unless the wearer insists. Instead, it is expressed through motion and light. Slow orbiting glints marks the hours. Subtle pulses, tracking minutes. A near imperceptible shimmer for seconds, reminding us how time ever moves, and how it is our most valuable and most elusive resource. What do you think? Shall we go for a chrono bracelet? It will take a bite out of your gift card, but I think it's a must. Which one do you prefer? Ah, what a delightful surprise! That is exactly the one I would have picked out for you. Great minds think alike, am I right? It is not the most popular design right now, I am relieved to say. This shows that you have true taste. Oh, I would never go for a bestseller unless it's something really classic. Sometimes popularity is a lack of taste. At other times it is a failure of imagination. Either way, it is usually to be avoided. The goal is always to find the exact point of intersection between what's trendy, your own personal taste, and near exclusivity. And I believe you've managed to do just that, and I am delighted. Now, shall we move on to the Sentience clutch bags? They are right over here. These are from the Cognition Series 7. They are sculptured from a continuous shell of neuroreactive polymer, grown under controlled vacuum conditions and interlaced with strands of memory silk. The result is a surface of uncommon depth, matte, fluid, and faintly responsive to the presence of its owner. Yes, limited sentience. They won't spy on you, and nothing is recorded, but they will silently judge the items they carry. Over time, the clutch develops a refined sense of alignment with its owner's lifestyle. The clutch attunes itself through prolonged contact, learning the rhythms of its wearer, their preferences, patterns, and tolerances. Eternal compartments shift with subtle autonomy, organizing contents according to use and context. Yes, it's all delightfully vague, isn't it? Items deemed unnecessary are gently deprioritized. those deemed essential are made effortlessly accessible. That's what the limited sentience means. This clutch has opinions. The Cognition 7 series recognizes its owner both through biometrics, that's pretty standard though, but it also uses a composite signature of motion, touch, and behavioral continuity. In unfamiliar hands, it simply remains closed and inactive. Take a look at this one. Shimmering reds and oranges, but a bit muted and not too glaring. It's like ripples of sunlight through an autumnal holographic forest. You're not interested? No clutch bags? Ah, I see. You've probably already bought one. For a moment there, I thought you didn't want a clutch bag. I should have realized you would already have some of the season's must-haves. So, if we are done with clothes and accessories, I suggest we move on to perfume. The fragrant expanse is on this deck, just a bit further down, and you simply must have a fragrance or two to distinguish you from the other passengers. What a wonderful selection, don't you think? Nothing says taste like smell. With the right perfume, you can manipulate people's impression of you without them ever realizing it, as long as the scent is pleasantly subtle. These are the classics. I'm sure you're well familiar with most of them. But what I would like to show you today are these, just in from Ottilia. This is my new personal favorite, Alphelion. Ah, straight in the eye. That was totally intentional. It goes well on the brow. But for you, let's use the intended test strips. Here, what do you think? Alphelion is a cool, distant fragrance, but underlined with crisp mineral notes, pale citrus, and something almost metallic beneath. It feels like standing at the furthest point from a star, composed, remote, untouchable. Not quite your thing. Let's go in a different direction for you then. This is Velours Nocturne. Deep, enveloping, yet not overwhelming. It contains hints of black orchid, warm resin, and a velvet soft musk that lingers long after one leaves the room. This will make you impossible to ignore. Or perhaps you would like something with a bit of softness, warm, but also mild. Yes, I agree. Something like that might fit you very well. This one, I believe, will fulfill your fragrant wishes. This is Ether Bloom, a limited edition from Nova Sucre. The spray is so soft it barely makes a sound, and the scent spreads out slowly, almost unnoticed. It almost feels like nothing at all, just a gentle cool against the skin, and then the fragrance unfolds with a sheer white floral scent, clean and restrained. This has nothing of the lushness of Velours Nocturne, but there is a trace of golden resin here as well, bringing just the slightest sweetness to it. And beneath it all, something airy and luminous, soft and breathable. This is like a gentle nighttime flower right before it blooms. The design of the bottle is like a midnight flower, elegant and timeless, crafted from a milky, semi-translucent glass, I believe. White with blue undertones, it diffuses light rather than reflecting it. These limited editions are collector's items in and of themselves. People buy them not just for the scent, but because the bottle is also a small piece of art. And there is no tacky label anywhere on the bottle, just a discreet inscription along the bottom, almost invisible unless you turn it just so. Ether Bloom, and their little motto, even for the exclusive, perfection is elusive, but Nova Sucre comes very close to it. This perfume is a work of art. You absolutely must have it. Shall we purchase it then? And leave it at that? No need for a second fragrance. I am sure you have a sizable collection already. No need to bulk buy. One exclusive fragrance is enough. I agree completely. We will pay for this one then, and have it sent to your quarters with the other items. And with that, I do believe that we have spent the majority of the credits on your gift card. Oh, the gift card was quite generous, but we did go for the upper crust, obviously. I would suggest 2 more shops before we end our little shopping spree today, and my recommendation would be a jeweler first, since the accessories at Nebulux Atelier does not include jewelry, but there is an upscale jeweler 2 decks up called Facet and Void, an Aries exclusive establishment, not part of a chain. One of a kind, yes, and they do design their own pieces right here on board. I believe we can afford a nice necklace on what you have left here, and then to spend the last few credits. A curiosity, perhaps, with whatever's left on the gift card after the jeweler. We can visit an antique shop, for example, or blow the rest in the arcade if you prefer. Something just for fun. Are you planning on staying up for the whole journey? Wonderful. I approve of that decision. The majority have chosen cryosleep, of course. But I do believe there is about 500 passengers awake on the ship at the moment. Enough people to party with, but not enough to crowd the ship. Most places have no queues anymore. That's the best part of the journey, in my opinion. All the luxuries and no waiting. Some passengers come and some leave at every stop, so there's always some new faces around as well. Me. This is my third crossing. Been here a while, yes. I never tire of the Aries. And this time, they tried something I never thought they would. Some of the cheapest starliners have done it for years, but I never thought it would happen on the Aries. It's practically a scandal. You won't believe it when I tell you, but one of the first tier cabins wasn't purchased at all. It was raffled. I know. The captain himself donated a first-class, all-inclusive ticket to the International Super Mega Lottery on Nunacht. Yeah, it's a big one. Millions of tickets, hundreds of different prizes. Anyone could have won it. A deckhand, a freight clerk, some provincial teacher who's never even seen a proper orbital lounge. They could be here, on this very deck, breathing the same recycled air as you and me. Can you imagine any working class person? I think it's equal parts terrifying and exciting. You know what I mean? To think that this person is walking around amongst us. That I could meet this ruffian around any corner. Oh, but they're probably in cryosleep, don't you think? You don't think so? You think they would want to stay up? Whatever for? They would never fit in. Because of all the free food and stuff and not having to work for 3 years. Yeah, I suppose a poor person might appreciate that. You know, when you first opened the door this morning, dressed in the standard complimentary tunic, I thought it might be you. Ridiculous, I know. But now that I've seen what excellent taste you clearly have, I realized the tunic was just for me. How clever of you. Not a hint of your own personal taste, so as to test mine. You know, I weren't even supposed to be at work today. It's my day off. My colleague Lydia was supposed to take care of you, but after I called her this morning, she decided to take a mental health day. I told her that leaving her quarters were good for depression but bad for anxiety. So for peak mental health, she should just stand in the doorway. So, that's what she's doing today. I'll check in on her later. Shall we move on to Facet and Void? right this way. Here we are, Facet and Void. They design and produce their own jewelry right here on board, and they source their own materials exclusively from barren and hostile planets, places that could never be terraformed, crushed atmospheres, corrosive storms, radiation fields that erase lesser substances entirely. Extreme worlds, yes. All the jewelry contained the rarest metals and alloys, and precious stones, of course. Oh, look at this necklace. Black crystalline platings. I heard about this design. It is so precise that the tiny platings move like a liquid shadow against the skin. Let's take a look at the description. Each segment is cut from pressure forged minerals, harvested deep beneath a supergravity world. The atmosphere so dense it absorbs excess light, leaving only a soft, controlled sheen along its edges. It's fascinating, but perhaps too sharp and dark for you, I think. You would like something more sleek and elegant, wouldn't you? Something that blends in better with the rest of your outfit. See, I am getting to know your taste pretty well, aren't I? This one is far finer. A suspended chain of pale, translucent nodes. Each one seems to be faintly luminous from within. These have been grown from silica structures found in the upper atmosphere of a storm planet, where constant electrical discharge alters their internal lattice. The result is a quiet glow, never too bright, and slowly changing, like the aurora. But I can see that this one does not catch your interest. We could look at rings if you prefer, or bracelets. They have piercings as well, but in my opinion, that should be considered tacky in this day and age. But if you are still open for the possibility of acquiring the necklace, then perhaps you would like something that goes well with the formal wear we bought earlier today. And I swear, this just caught my eye. I think it will be just perfect for you. Look at this. A single asymmetrical pendant on an almost invisible filament. The stone itself appears fractured, but impossibly so. Its interior planes are shifting as if misaligned with normal space. The description says it was cut from matter recovered near a collapsed star's boundary, where gravitational distortion alters formation at a fundamental level, which is precisely why it cannot be replicated. Truly one of a kind, and just within budget. we go for it? You can wear this piece for the rest of your life. No one else will ever have its equal. This is a statement piece that will become part of you, part of your history. I could see straight away that you liked it. Your eyes lingered on it far longer than on the others. I am glad to see that you chose something like this. I find that most people are far more comfortable repeating a decision than making a new one. You are someone who dares to stand out, comfortable in your own skin. And I do believe there will be a few credits left. So, do you have any guilty pleasures in mind for them? Books. Actual physical books. Really? Most people just use the media library, of course. Unless they are collectors. But we do have a bookstore. Just a small one, with selected classics and a few trending topics, I believe. Anything in particular you're looking for? Durrett Riggs, the cyborg who came in from the cold. I'm not familiar. Come to think of it though, reading does fit well into the kinda hot intellectualism that's been trending this year. I should pretend to have read more classics. You know, there is a small clique on board who are very into literature, and a few authors among them. Are you one of their members, perhaps? An author yourself, I bet. They do tend to be a secretive bunch. I've heard that a few of the more famous ones have traveled on the Aries and stayed up the whole trip to write their next novel. But they keep to themselves, so you never know. Why don't we visit this bookshop then, and you can tell me what I should buy, and I can walk into the next party with a masterpiece under my arm, all thanks to meeting you. Come on then, it's right down here.